It was a night they had been planning for over a year. Every detail had been carefully chosen, from the white roses lining the tables to the music that played as Samantha Miller walked down the aisle toward the man she loved. April 28, 2023, was supposed to be the start of their forever. A night where every photo, every laugh, every dance was meant to be remembered with joy. But instead, it would become a story retold in courtrooms, newsrooms, and tear-filled living rooms. How could a single choice by a stranger erase everything they had been building for years in just seconds? Folly Beach, South Carolina is the kind of place you'd see on a postcard. Soft ocean breeze, pastel houses, and streets small enough for golf carts to feel at home. That afternoon, the town seemed even brighter. Friends and family gathered under the warm spring sun to witness Samantha and Arik promise their lives to each other. Samantha was radiant in a flowing white gown, her hair pulled back just enough to show her beaming smile. Arik, in a tailored suit, couldn't take his eyes off her. They exchanged vows, kissed under a canopy of flowers, and walked back down the aisle to cheers and applause. Dinner, drinks, and dancing followed. Laughter filled the air as glasses clinked and music kept the night alive. It was, by all accounts, perfect. At around 9:30 p.m., someone suggested taking just one more photo before the night ended. Samantha leaned into Arik, still glowing, still in her wedding dress. They both smiled at the camera, smiles so big, so unguarded. They looked like they belonged in a movie poster for Happily Ever After. What no one knew then was that this would be their last photo together. Hours later, this same picture would appear on news sites across the country, not as a celebration of love, but as a haunting reminder of how quickly joy can vanish. The reception wrapped up shortly after 10 p.m. Samantha and Arik, joined by two family members, decided to ride home in a golf cart, a common sight on Folly Beach. The night was quiet, the roads nearly empty. The air smelled faintly of salt and jasmine. They laughed, recapping the best moments of the day, holding hands as the cart rolled slowly down the street. It was a calm, intimate ending to a perfect celebration. But as they turned down East Ashley Avenue, they weren't alone. A car was coming toward them, fast. Jamie Lee Komorowski, 25, had been out drinking that night. Surveillance and witness reports later confirmed she had visited multiple bars, consuming large amounts of alcohol. Toxicology reports would show her blood alcohol level at 0.261, more than 3 times the legal limit. Her Toyota Camry tore through the quiet streets at over 65 miles per hour in a 25 mile per hour zone. To put that in perspective, that's like driving through a neighborhood at highway speed. She was less than a football field away from the golf cart when disaster became inevitable. The crash was instant and violent. The force of the impact launched the golf cart nearly 100 yards, twisting metal and shattering glass. Samantha was killed instantly. Arik was thrown and left with multiple broken bones, a brain injury, and severe lacerations. The other 2 passengers also suffered serious injuries. Witnesses heard the sound from blocks away, an explosion-like crash, followed by the piercing wail of sirens. First responders arrived within minutes, but for Samantha, there was nothing they could do. By sunrise, the news had spread. Friends who had danced with Samantha hours earlier woke up to the unimaginable. Arik was in the hospital, barely conscious, and had yet to be told his wife was gone. Samantha's father, Eric, described getting the call as feeling like the ground had been ripped from under him. The wedding flowers were still fresh, the cake was still uneaten in the fridge, but the bride was gone. As investigators pieced together the night, the evidence against Komorowski was overwhelming. She was charged with felony DUI resulting in death, reckless homicide, and multiple counts of DUI causing great bodily injury. Facing a possible life sentence, Scheller Kostin she eventually pleaded guilty to all charges. In December 2024, the judge handed down the maximum penalty allowed, 25 years in prison. The courtroom was silent, except for the sound of Samantha's family quietly crying. For them, justice on paper didn't erase the empty chair at every family gathering. During sentencing, Arik stood before the court, still walking with difficulty, and said through tears, "She told me she didn't want the night to end, and then it did."
Their loved one.
I feel like I'm stuck in hell. I wish every day that I died. Do you know what it's like to vow to protect your wife and to do anything for her, and then to lose her hours after that?
Samantha's father's words were even sharper, describing the pain of losing his daughter as a wound that will never close.
For the rest of my life, I'm gonna hate you. And when I arrive in hell and you come there, I'll open the door for you.
Even the family member who drove the golf cart that night spoke, haunted by guilt. None of them had asked for this weight, but all would carry it for life. Months after the crash, Arik filed a wrongful death lawsuit. Several bars that had served Komorowski were accused of over-serving her. An enterprise, which had rented her the vehicle, was also named. The case was settled for $1.3 million, leaving Arik with $863,000 after legal fees. It was money that could cover medical bills and lost income, but it couldn't bring back the future they had planned. Samantha's story is now told in schools, driver education classes, and anti-drunk driving campaigns. Her smile in that final photo has become a symbol, not just of love, but of what's at stake when someone chooses to drive impaired. This was not just an accident. It was the result of a series of choices that could have been avoided. And if there's one thing to take from this, it's that every driver holds the power to either protect or destroy the lives around them. The haunting question remains, how many more weddings, birthdays, and quiet family nights will end this way unless we decide to be the reason they don't?